Celebrity chef and lifestyle icon Joanna Gaines just made a major move against Blake Lively. She dropped a video that shows Blake behaving in a way that many are calling harassment.
My mom and I were staying at Hotel 1928 in Waco, Texas this weekend. Blake Lively and her team were staying there as well after South by Southwest in Austin on Friday night. We found this out from all the hotel staff.
So what's really going on between these two stars? You won't believe what the cameras caught. This situation is getting messy. Blake and Joanna have gotten tangled up in drama that shocked a lot of people. Most folks didn't even know the two had any kind of relationship, but everything came to light after a strange incident involving a woman named Caitlin, who was staying at Joanna's hotel, Hotel 1928 in Waco, Texas. If you didn't know, Blake was in town for South by Southwest. But instead of staying near the event, she checked into a hotel an hour and a half away. That raised some eyebrows. The word is, she may have been meeting Joanna for business. Meanwhile, Caitlin, who I've mentioned before, was just in Waco for a personal trip. She's a huge fan of Chip and Joanna and had always dreamed of staying at their hotel. She wasn't trying to make content or chase fame, she was just a regular guest. But then, surprise, she finds out Blake Lively is staying there too. And according to Caitlin, Blake was walking through the hotel lobby being super loud like she ran the place. So Caitlin, being a fan, pulled out her phone and started recording a short video to catch a glimpse of Blake.
Ended up recording her coming into the hotel lobby. We were just hanging out, people watching. Her team caught wind of this, I believe. Maybe saw me recording her on the security camera, did not like this. Thought maybe I recorded something they didn't want out there, didn't want me to see, whatever. Next morning, we kind of were being followed by her security guard a little bit on the way out, checking out of the hotel. Blake Lively herself comes out, starts recording us, says hi to get us to look up at her, circles our car, gets the car information, license plates, all that. Online harassment started the next day. Her lawyer, her social media person, her nanny were looking at my stories. They ended up making troll accounts, and someone called me fat. Long versions are on here if you want them.
But then things took a strange turn. Blake noticed Caitlin filming, and the next thing Caitlin knew, Blake was circling her car and recording her license plate. Creepy, right? Caitlin was so shaken up, she posted the whole story online. Blew up. And suddenly, people connected to Blake started showing up in Caitlin's social media stories. Her hotel manager, her PR team, even her nanny. Felt like Blake had sent a whole crew to intimidate her. And that's not all. Caitlin started getting trolled online. People were calling her names, body shaming her, and leaving disturbing comments. Now rumors are flying that Blake and Joanna are beefing over what went down at the hotel. Apparently, Blake was upset that she didn't get VIP treatment at the hotel. Some folks say she was acting entitled, like she expected red carpet service and private floors. One witness even said Blake was acting like she was royalty. Not a good look. People are beginning to question Blake's whole privacy narrative, especially since she had no problem recording Caitlin in the first place. Some say she's trying to spin the story to stay in control of the narrative. But with all the heat she's catching, how much longer can she keep avoiding the fallout? Let's get into how things soured with Joanna. At one point, Blake and Joanna were big fans of each other. Blake was into Joanna's home design empire and even talked back in 2016 about texting her and sharing creative ideas. They were even spotted together in New York last fall, making fans wonder if they were cooking up a collaboration. But now that partnership looks dead. Things fell apart after Blake checked into Hotel 1928 while promoting her new movie Another Simple Favor. Blake has always been private, but the hotel staff reportedly didn't go out of their way to shield her from other guests. As mentioned, the situation with Caitlin set things off. Blake supposedly made comments like, "There was no red carpet, no closed-off floor," implying the hotel failed her. Joanna's team didn't like Blake's attitude, and sources say Joanna has no plans to patch things up with her anytime soon. And while this drama was unfolding, Blake found herself in another mess, a lawsuit that's now everywhere online. She's being sued for millions, and her reputation is taking serious damage, especially after clashing with her former co-star Justin. That's when someone else came forward, Kirsty Flaw, a reporter who says Blake made her life miserable back in 2016. Kirsty had casually congratulated Blake during a press interview by saying, "Congrats on your bump," and Blake snapped back with, "Congrats on your bump," basically accusing Kirsty of being pregnant when she wasn't.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump. What about my bump?
Kirsty said the moment was so humiliating she almost quit journalism. When she finally posted the clip in August, instead of apologizing, Blake accused her of being part of Justin Baldoni's team. Wild, right? But Kirsty didn't stop there. She said Blake made her boyfriend, also a journalist, drink gin at 9 a.m. during an interview, and she's also caught on video asking male reporters to take off their shirts. So yeah, there's a pattern here. Now other people in the industry, interns, makeup artists, assistant directors, are speaking out. They're saying Blake isn't just having a bad day here or there. They describe her as rude, dismissive, and downright difficult to be around.
Just completely ignoring me. If you watch this clip, I'm going to show you. I think it's about 1.5 minutes long. Blake Lively does not look at me one single time until the end.
You might be wondering, why didn't people speak up about Blake sooner? Well, here's where it gets complicated. A lot of folks wanted to call her out before, but they were scared. And why? Because Blake and her very famous husband have serious power. In Hollywood, speaking out against someone with that kind of influence can kill your career overnight. Now that people are finally talking, Blake's playing the victim, acting like the backlash is just because she dared to speak out about harassment. But journalist Kirsty Flaw isn't buying it, and honestly, neither are we. Over the weekend, Kirsty did a full interview with the Daily Mail where she exposed Blake's mean girl behavior. The headline? "My encounter from hell with Blake Lively." And now, over 20 people have come forward with their own stories about Blake's shady attitude. At this point, it's starting to look like a real pattern. And it might trace back to her mom. Blake grew up on film sets watching her mother, who had a reputation for being demanding and entitled. And it seems like she learned that behavior early. According to a crisis PR expert, Blake's attitude is rooted in entitlement. She expects royal treatment, and if she thinks you're beneath her, she's not interested. What really stands out is how she handles criticism. Instead of owning up or reflecting, she deflects. She blames others. She spins the story to make it seem like everyone's just out to get her. But the truth is, she might just not be as beloved as she thinks she is. Some people are even comparing this to the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp drama, but let's be honest, that was a whole different level. Still, Blake's not helping herself. She keeps fueling the fire with attention-grabbing PR stunts, like when she baked donuts for fans in Connecticut right after a damaging article came out. Came off as super calculated and kinda desperate. And here's the real issue. Blake's over-the-top reactions are distracting from her actual claims against Justin. Standing up against harassment is important. But it's hard to take someone seriously when they're constantly making it about everything except the real issue. If Blake had just addressed things directly, maybe said something like, "I'm sorry I made Kirsty feel bad," or "I regret how I handled the situation with Justin," she might have been able to shift the narrative. But instead, she's doubling down, playing the victim, making it seem like everyone criticizing her is part of some conspiracy. And let's not forget the power imbalance here. Blake, Ryan, and their team hold a lot of influence. And when you look at cases where victims have spoken out about powerful celebrities, there's often the same pattern. They get dismissed, attacked, or blamed. This situation with Blake and Justin is no different. Some people say Blake is now the kind of person you can't be alone with. If you work with her, you better have a witness or a recording, just in case. One moment that's raised a lot of questions is the issue with the intimacy coordinator on the set of It Ends With Us. Apparently, Justin had to discuss notes for a scene with Blake, and some people feel like those conversations shouldn't have happened in private. If a producer or another woman from the team had been in the room, maybe some of this drama could have been avoided. Blake said she didn't want to be involved in planning those scenes, but now it seems like she's using that moment to flip the script and make Justin look like the bad guy. At the end of the day, though, this probably won't even go to trial. A public court battle wouldn't benefit either of them. Right now, Blake is catching the most heat, but if something damaging were to come out about Justin, public opinion could flip in an instant. That's something Blake doesn't seem to understand. She keeps pushing back, thinking people are against her because of some PR smear campaign from Justin, when in reality she's making things worse by staying in the spotlight. If she really wanted to repair her image, she'd stop the public appearances, stop the social media stunts, and go quiet. Handle it privately. Either lay low or drop the case, but she can't keep doing both. Let's talk about the lawsuits. This all started with behind-the-scenes tension during the filming of It Ends With Us. But it escalated into a massive legal battle with serious allegations on both sides. In December 2024, Blake filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department. She accused Justin of harassment, creating a hostile work environment, and making her uncomfortable with inappropriate conversations during production. She also claimed that after she spoke out, Justin and his team launched a smear campaign to ruin her reputation. Blake's complaint included specific examples, moments during filming where she says Justin crossed the line and made her feel unsafe. In response, Justin fired back with a $400 million lawsuit against Blake, her husband Ryan, and their publicist Leslie Sloan. He's accusing them of defamation and extortion, saying Blake made everything up to save face and deflect blame for the movie's poor performance. He also filed a separate lawsuit against the New York Times, accusing the outlet of publishing false and misleading information that favored Blake. Now, the case has turned into a full-on battle with huge stakes. Careers, reputations, and future opportunities are all on the line. People are definitely picking sides. Some see Blake as a woman trying to speak up in a tough industry. Others believe Justin is just defending himself from a bogus attack. Either way, it's clear this case is about way more than a single movie. It's about how power works in Hollywood and how quickly personal drama can explode into a public scandal.
I think it's going to end up in court.
Honestly, a lot of people ask me this question, and honestly, I think it will. And I'll tell you why. It's because both of them are so strong in their opinions about what happened. They're very forward in all of it. So both of them are saying, this is what happened. You're lying. I will prove it. They both claim to have the receipts. And so I don't think there will be a settlement because it's so much about public opinion about them and their reputation.
The drama between Blake and Justin just keeps getting worse, and public opinion is all over the place. First, Blake had a lot of support after she came forward with her story. But once Justin hit back with his own lawsuit, the tide started turning. People noticed. Blake lost a bunch of followers. Justin gained some. And that shift says a lot about how this narrative is changing. Still, legal experts aren't totally sold on Justin winning just yet. They say his lawsuit doesn't completely cancel out Blake's claims, especially the ones about inappropriate behavior on set. If those allegations hold up, she could still have a strong case. But let's be real, this isn't just playing out in court. It's happening online too. Social media is flooded with people choosing sides, arguing, and spreading their own takes. But no matter how loud things get online, public opinion doesn't decide legal outcomes. Most likely, this whole thing will end with a quiet settlement. That's how most celebrity lawsuits go. It's faster, cleaner, and avoids dragging both parties through more public mess. Right now, it looks like Justin has the edge with the public, but that could change in a heartbeat. There's still a lot we don't know. So what do you think? Will they settle before it hits court? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it.